Hello everybody, video here again for you today, and it's going to be a Ramsey show, pre-show chat plus Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money number 12. Turning to my TV. Unmute it. TV. It works. Okay, a little bit behind, but that's how I'm gonna. I don't have two monitors hooked up, so that's how I'm gonna keep up with the chat, if any. Should be some today. Let's do plugs first. How about that? Plugs first here. I'm Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And if you've got money problems or just want to make sure that you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money, and of course this YouTube is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. What else? If you go to my page, Coach Steve Money, YouTube start page there, you can see my banner there, done by Christopher Pittman. Did all my logos. The pre-consultation link is right there as well on the banner. Also on my page, if you scroll down, you can get to the music playlist and you'll see some Ramsey adjacent songs, the Dave Ramsey Baby Step song, John Deloney song, me reacting to John Deloney's reaction to the John Deloney song, and of course the Rachel Cruz song. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruz. That's me ripping off Elton John, just like Dua Lipa and Britney Spears did. That's all we need there, I think. Futures, a little down there. It's up to NASDAQ, a little up, go a little up. What time is it? Is that? No, that's from, these have reset. NASDAQ and Russell are still, small cap index are still from Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. Alrighty, so you guys probably are aware of the Ramsey baby steps. Sorry, I haven't slept in a really long time. Dave Ramsey baby steps. Number 1, save $1,000 for starter emergency fund. Baby step 2, pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball. That's smallest to largest debts. Baby step 3, 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Baby step 4, so you invest 15% of your household income in retirement. Baby step 5, if you have children. If you don't have children, you can skip step 5, but that's saved for your children's college fund should you wish to help them with that. Baby step 6 is to pay off the home early. Yes, even if the bank is paying more interest to you than you are paying for your home. Yes, interest doesn't matter. Baby step 7, build wealth and give. And almost all the questions can be answered with the baby steps. Baby steps 1, 2, and 3 are done in order, one at a time. Baby steps 4, 5, and 6 are done in order, all at the same time. And then when you get done with all that, you're in baby step 7, which is the plan Let's see. Let's do some questions. Let's go to the Dave Ramsey subreddit, not run by Ramsey Solutions, just run by fans of Dave Ramsey. And but they do allow negative things on there. Ranked. Just check and see if anybody's in the chat yet. I did not announce ahead of time that I'd be doing this, so you never know. This from Magic Man _ now you see me from 15 hours ago. Should I get a better job? I make $17.50 and I'm struggling. I know Dave's view on car payments. Okay, long story short, I now have a car payment. Boop, boop, boo doo. Need some dental work and have no money saved. I really enjoy doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it's the main reason I have my Monday through Friday 8 to 5 job. Although being in my mid-30s, there isn't a chance of me turning this into a profession, okay? Why bring it up? I don't get overtime and need extra income. It feels as if I need to get my priorities straight and get a better job. No matter what days or hours I have to work. I'm single, no kids. Should I focus on a better job so I can get out of debt? Or an additional one? Pay off my car, afford necessary dental work, and sacrifice doing jiu-jitsu multiple times a week and playing in a band? Yes. I mean, that stuff is great to do if you can take the time not working to do those things. But in the 30s, you gotta grow up sometime. Gotta be an adult sometime. And this would be no problem if you never had any debt. If you didn't take on a car payment. Perhaps you wouldn't have to do that. Let's see, after reading this back to myself, it feels like a no-brainer. I'd like to hear your opinion, though. It feels as if I had my head down training and just having fun and looking up now. Yep, in my mid-30s, that's how it happens. And need help, guidance. Typing this out has helped me see my situation for what it really is. And that happens to a lot of people. Well, let me finish reading. It'd be nice to hear from people who have done similar things, sacrificed hobbies and other things to have a better life. I enjoy training, BJJ, 5-6 days a week, but being short on cash every 2 weeks and still renting with no savings is getting old. Thank you for your help. Yeah, a lot of people can't see past their own. They're too close to their own situation that they can't see all the issues. Whereas if if a friend of yours was doing the same thing or a family member was doing the same thing, you would tell them, what are you doing? Whereas you just, are just going along and doing it anyway without thinking about it. So, yeah, you do have to grow up sometime. And again, you could do all this stuff if you didn't have a car payment, if you had taken Dave's advice before, done the baby steps previously on Jiu-Jitsu person's life. If you had done this stuff, then you could do Jiu-Jitsu or whatever as much as you wanted to. But you can keep that one job and then just work a part-time job in addition to that, since you said you can't get any overtime. So yeah, you gotta pay that car off, any other debt, and of course save up money for dental work, and of course $1,000 emergency fund. Basically just do the baby steps. Like I said, almost always the answer comes from the baby steps, but this is about should get another job. Don't necessarily change jobs. You can just add to what you're already doing. Alrighty. Drink your meals. App similar to EveryDollar, but for Canadians, eh? Figured out. EveryDollar financial tracking app they produced isn't available up here. I thought it was, except you couldn't connect it to your bank. Maybe they have stopped offering it to anybody but Americans. There is, what is it, YNAB, you need a budget. There's several, if you just Google them. There's several different ones. YNAB is the only one I can think of off the top of my head. I use a Google Docs spreadsheet. Hashtag spreadsheet. All right, this is from Naval Cracker 780. Car insurance question. Okay, this might not be covered in the baby steps. Getting insurance, making sure you have the necessary insurances is part of baby step 0. What you have in place before, things that you have settled before you actually start the baby steps, even saving up the $1,000 emergency fund. I guess I'll go over those now. That would be having your 4 walls, which is shelter, food, transportation, and clothing. And my pal Sid likes to throw an internet in there because that's how you do everything these days. So you can add internet to there if you want to. So that's the taking care of the 4 walls, the insurance. You need term life insurance. If anyone is dependent upon your income. And so if you have if there's 2 adults in the household and both need insurance on them, if both have an income that would need to be replaced, or if the household services or childcare, nannying, that kind of thing, that is taken care of by one spouse, perhaps. So you would need term life insurance on both. And that's in the amount of 10 times your income. Because that way, when you invest that, and then the market produces on average, not lately, but on average 10%. So then you would get the amount of your yearly income. Alrighty. Let's see. How about a little over 5K left on my car loan. Beep, beep, beep. Questions on car insurance. Required is full coverage while car isn't paid off. But my insurance is about $180 per month right now. That's a lot. I want to get liability to save some money. You mean liability only? And I know the risks that come with it. Yeah, Dave's going to go ahead and recommend the full coverage. But the real question is, would the bank find out and cancel the loan even though car is mostly 80% paid off? They could. I'm looking to save at least for 6 months, and that extra money could be a real huge factor in what I could pay off. Also, I would not take that risk. If it's part of the loan, if it's in the loan that you signed for, if it says full coverage is required, then that's what you should have on it. Gotta stop the scheming and scamming. Alrighty. This is Supinator. No, Supinator 1. Baby step 4, 5, and 6 flare there. Why is it okay to accept interest in your bank account that was obtained from loan interest, but not credit card points obtained from the interest paid by those who carry a balance What would Dave do? Flare the below video shows George Camel and John Deloney saying credit card points are immoral because they come from the interest charged to those who don't pay off their whole, I guess, balance every month. However, the new interest in your savings and checking accounts also comes from interest others pay. Debt is that. Why is one okay? And why doesn't Dave advise you to keep all your money in physical cash to avoid getting immoral interest? All right. Yeah, I mean, you get people there, I mean, bothering to put what baby step they're in, bothering to put baby step flare on here, but then they're gonna have problems with some of the advice there. The bank pays out interest on checking interest and savings accounts, regardless of whether it takes in any interest. It's not dependent on taking in any interest. Now, that is where the money could come from, but not necessarily. When you put money in there, they agree to pay you. That's one of their services for keeping your money there in an interest checking account or a savings account. And they agree to pay you interest. So that has nothing to do with them making interest from other people. That may or may not be where the money comes from, but that has nothing to do with it. Oh, people always trying to justify points in having a credit card anyway. All right, this is from Fresh 23. Start Roth IRA or wait until I pay off debt. You wait until you pay off debt. Again, answered by the baby steps. How about that? Investing is baby step 4. If you have debt, that's baby step 2. So you got not only paying off all the debt to do, but you also have to save the 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses in a fully funded emergency fund before you start investing. Baby steps in order every time, and you just refer to the baby steps, and most often it will answer any question. Let's see what they say though. Found a Vanguard. People love to mention their specific brokerage. Mutual fund that requires minimum $1,000. Well, yeah, you don't have to do that. Yeah, you don't have to get that one. But anyway, I was thinking of doing that, but then I remembered I have credit card debt. Oh, no. Forgot about that momentarily, huh? Did you? So then I started thinking about putting that $1,000 towards it. Yeah, do that. Which is a better choice? If I wait to pay my credit card debt, I might be able to start with a mutual fund. Might not be able to start with a mutual fund until next year. Yeah, that's how it works. Baby steps in order. Always. The baby steps will be with you always. You doing baby step 7 here from Stoops 100? We've seen Stoops 100 post something before. Baby step 7 flare. You doing your plan or Dave's? There we go. And that's all. You can do your plan if you want. I don't know why you're asking people in the Dave Ramsey subreddit about it though. Although it's probably well known that there's also people that aren't down with the Dave on here as well. Let's see, Gyoza Gangster. Sell or rent my home, moving for work. Okay, this is somebody else that wants to do landlord by default. Never thought about being a landlord before probably. But then, I have to move for work. Oh, but instead of selling my house and then buying a house or renting at the new location, at the new city, wherever I'm going for work. Instead of that, oh, I've seen on the TikTok where you can become a landlord. And it's not for everybody. A lot of times you won't make any money, especially if you are going to, since you're not going to be in the same town as the house, you pay a management company to management. That's going to dip into your profits. Anything that breaks, you will have to fix, and that is going to cut into your profits. And this is all even assuming that it's paid off in full. If it's not paid off in full, Dave does not advise 2 mortgages, or even having a mortgage for a rental property at all. If you decide to go rent, or you buy another home to live in, then that your current house becomes a rental property, and that has to be paid for fully in cash if you're gonna follow Dave's advice. Let's see. There's more stuff here. Let's see. Reason got promoted, but as a result, I have to relocate. Now I'm wondering what to do with my home. You sell it. Currently, I'm living in a home I purchased just over a year ago via FHA loan. I guess you had no idea about being promoted and having to move before. I believe I have positive equity in it. Believe, not sure. But after paying a seller's agent is probably not going to be much profit. Currently owe around $295,000. The house was estimated on Zillow Trulia at around $350,000, and comps in the neighborhood have been around $335,000 to $350,000. Okay. My question is, would it be better to rent it out or sell it? Sell it. I've never rented or sold a home before, so this is all new. What other considerations am I missing? You're missing out the additional costs that can come with being a landlord. Nothing wrong with being a landlord if that's what you want to do. But as far as investment vehicles, mutual funds will not destroy your property. Mutual funds don't call you in the middle of the night. And again, you could have a management company dealing with everything, but they're going to take a big bite out of any profit. And as I said before, Dave does not recommend at all. He advises against you having a mortgage on rental property. Mortgages, on his plan, mortgages are allowed only on a house you live in. I weigh the following for renting. Can keep ownership of the property, for selling, may make a quick profit, probably. Sound like it from the research you did on it. Can use my profit to purchase another home in new location. Yep. Hassle of selling home. Selling a house is less hassle than becoming a landlord. Other considerations: I'm currently on baby step 2 and have some bad credit card debt. I could use the profits from selling to help square away. I purchased a home before I started my Dave Ramsey journey. Okay, and that's just fine. But if you're going to be on a Dave Ramsey journey, then you might want to take a look at the baby steps here and do those. And of course, it doesn't say don't buy a rental property on a wrong page. It doesn't say don't buy a rental property with you having a mortgage on a rental property. It doesn't say that, but that is Dave's advice, and you can check that out on the YouTube if you don't believe me. So yeah, landlord by default is a bad idea. I mean, you have for one thing, you got to find a tenant to put in there. And again, you can pay the management company to do all that. That's going to cost you a pretty penny. And that would be better if you were going to do that. That would be better to have a fully paid off house to do that with. But since you still owe the mortgage on it, you have a very thin margin for what you need to. You would need to get enough to pay for the mortgage and pay the management company and get a profit and get enough to pay to fix anything. Maybe tomorrow it needs a new roof. It's just too much risk, and so that's why none of that happens before baby step 7, really, because you have your residence paid off before buying any rental property in cash, and that's how you buy those, at the speed of cash. Alrighty, we did all these already. See if there's been another one this morning. Hot, new, nope, not another one yet this morning. So I went to the Reddit and I scrolled down beforehand, so I wouldn't have to do that while the live video was going on. Let's see, what up, Aslan? Good morning, happy Monday. Good morning, or whatever your relative day part is. What would Dave do, Flair, on this? Education versus the house. Hi all, I'm sorry if this has already been posted somewhere, but this is more of a philosophy question. I'm not asking anyone to predict the future of education in our country, but we have kids going to college in 16 years. That is a very long time. With all the loan forgiveness legislation and universal college ideas now, would it be better to attack known debts head on? Meaning we intend to save some for college, but that future is uncertain. Would it be smart to eliminate the largest known loan in the house, then have flexibility to address college as that future becomes more known? Well, since they are apparently 2 years old now, and will not be going to college for 16 years, you do have quite a long time, and the house mortgage should theoretically be 15 years fixed. And so that should be paid off by the time they go to college. Then you could just cash flow it. But you can, like in 6 years with 10 years still to go, you could start saving for it then. And now you put all your extra money into all your debts, smallest to largest. Same as always. Baby step 2, same as always. Debt snowball, that means the smallest debt first, and then continuing to the house eventually. You pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball. And then before you pay the house off early, you do your baby step 3, full emergency fund. You begin investing if you haven't already. You do save for children's college fund, but you can work that out however you want to. If they're just 2 years old, you don't have to start yet. Or you can put $100 in there right now and just forget it for a while. Like I said, you can take 6 years off and then start when they have 10 years to go, and then you should be fine, especially because during that time this house should be theoretically paid off unless you have a 30-year mortgage and you've made yourself house poor. Unless you bought too much house. Otherwise, you should be able to pay that off. And that is Dave's philosophy. Dave's philosophy on the order to do things is right here. It's called baby steps. Oh, let's see. Aslan says buying rental property with a loan is really not much different than buying stock with a margin account. Both increase your risk to downsize a lot and are bad idea. Yeah, you don't do either of those. Mutual funds only. In real estate, you pay for completely in cash for investing. All right, this is from Sun Wukong 123. Sun Wukong. Baby step 2 question. Again, pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball, which means smallest debt to largest debt in that order. Do I have to pay off the 0 buy now, pay later loan from Apple? Hi, I have about $500 in iPhone, 0% loan. I pay $31 a month, and it doesn't take that much off my paycheck, but I feel like my baby step 2 isn't complete. Should I pay it off with cash now or keep paying gradually? The reason you feel like your baby step 2 isn't complete is because it's not complete. It's because that is a debt. Buy now, pay later is a debt. That is a loan that counts as debt, and that should be paid off in baby step 2. Your feelings are correct. It's from Minnie You Win Holes. Baby step 3B flare, that is one that is not in the list, but baby step 3B comes after you have saved up your 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses in a fully funded emergency fund, and before baby step 4, which is investing for retirement, and that is saving for a down payment for a house, called baby step 3B. And so that's what this person is on, and so getting some investing advice here early. Let's see, I have seen some, nothing wrong with that. I have seen some people saying here to contribute to your 401k what your company matches, then to max out a Roth IRA. Is the benefit to doing it this way versus contributing all 15% to my 401k if I can contribute there as Roth? This is what I currently do. Yeah, if it's a Roth 401k, you can max that first before going to a personal Roth IRA. To a Roth IRA instead of the Roth 401k. Yeah, you can max out the Roth 401k first. That's fine, because you're still getting the same benefits of the tax-free growth. So cool. Gluey feathers, 16 days ago. What would Dave do? Pay out the mortgage with savings investments now or bankroll it from salary for the next 6 years? If you got money in the bank above your emergency fund and you paid off all of the debt, have the full emergency fund, and then have additional savings in a bank, yes, that additional savings does go on the house. A little bit of it could go to kid college. The baby step 4, investing from retirement, that just comes from your current income. You don't have to push a lot of money into it, a lot of saved up money. You don't have to push it into it at one time. It can come off your next check after you finish the full emergency fund. Yeah, but if you have any, you shouldn't have any extra savings beyond the emergency fund, unless it's like a sinking fund for tires or something like that. And if it's investments, if it's single stocks, and it's not in a retirement account, Dave would say sell those, cash it out, and put it on that house there. He's on step 6, okay, or she. Glowy feathers. Just the mortgage remains and the balance stands at $285K. I can overpay by about $55,000 with my bank per year without penalty. In Canada, and 35. All right, that's fun. Where you get a penalty if you try to pay off your debt. My current payments are $1,750, $950 interest, $800 principal. Per my salary budget, I'm able to overpay about $2,500 a month. I'm saving 15% a month plus 4% employer match for about 20% a month total into retirement. My other costs are low. Happy to throw a lot at the mortgage. At this rate, I can be down to 0 in about 6.5 years. Mortgage at the moment is just a 1-year deal at 4%. They do have to refinance. In the Canada, took a risk hoping for a better deal at renewal later this year. I might do another 1-year deal at about 6% rather than lock in at high rate like 5.5 for 5 years, in the hope that we can get back down to something like 3 or 4% for longer term deals by then. Only waiting a year, I don't know. It's not gonna go down that much in just 1 year from year to year. In terms of money I have access to right now, I have cash savings of about $70K, tax-free savings of what does tax-free savings mean? An investment account of $230K, retirement. That's in a retirement account, that's penalties. You shouldn't take that out. I also have RRSP retirement account. I can't and won't touch. That's fine until I retire. Currently only about $40K, but I'm funding this pre-tax from my salary now. I'd like to retire reasonably young, say at age 50. All right. Oh, funding the RRSP, I guess, funding this. Okay, I follow now. Once I pay off the mortgage, I'll be putting a ton back into retirement accounts, say 5 and 6K a month, until I can retire. I think I have 2 options. Drain my accounts and pay off the mortgage tomorrow. You said you couldn't. Oh, because it would be a penalty. That would leave me with about 20K cash, 80K tax-free, and nothing investment. How much is the penalty? I'd then be playing catch-up, putting 5K a month back into investments. It would take about 5 years to put me back where I am now, and 9% growth that grow about 130K. Leave all current accounts alone and just overpay on my mortgage as much as I reasonably can. This way I can pay off the mortgage in about 6 years. I'll have paid 130K in interest at that time, right? Right at the point where either method works out about the same, and as such, any mix of the two will work out about the same. So is there any benefit to either? I'm missing. Psychologically, having a paid off house would be nice. Yes, indeed. It's called financial peace. There is the possibility of a 10 or 11% return on the investments, which would tip the balance towards not paying the mortgage off now and investing instead. Investing more money instead of paying the house off is not recommended by Dave Ramsey. I suppose they're also begrudgingly option 3. I was going to say possibly, probably, there's more than 2 options. Leave all currents alone, don't pay extra, just tick along for 20 more years and be investing $2,500 a month instead. This is what a lot of guides recommend. The money guys, etc. I think I want to try and pay it down early, though. What would Dave do? You don't say what the penalty is for paying off the mortgage early. So it's probably less than all that interest, probably. So, I mean, that would be something to look at. So in that case, you would just do the math, but Dave would probably say to pay that off without taking, you don't take any money out of actual retirement tax advantaged accounts. If it's just a brokerage account and you're just calling it retirement, that's fine. Any single stocks, of course, he would recommend to be sold anyway. Let's see if OP does not add any. Just seeing if anybody here mentions how much the penalty for paying it off mortgage. 2DR, but paying off the mortgage is 100% risk-free, and in today's market, that's impossible to beat. Pay it off, yeah, indeed. Indeed. Those crazy Canadians with their different rules. I don't know what all that's about. Got something else from there. Let's see. Buying. What up, Sid? Aslan just put the same thing in there twice, maybe on accident, as the kids say incorrectly. Let's see how we doing. All right. I have to crank my head way over here to look at the chat and to see make sure my head's mostly in the center there. Let's see. I could go over some. No, this way. All right. More from Gluey Feathers. What would Dave do again? How to best roll over unspent budget at the end of the month, and how to bankroll larger irregular purchases when savings are generally locked away. They shouldn't be locked away. All right, let's dive into it again. Is it going to be long? It's a long. Oh, that's not too bad. Just 2 paragraphs. Baby, what would they do? Flare right there. I'm in baby step 6 with no debts except my mortgage. I live frugally and have money left over at the end of the month. Okay? I'm not sure what to do with the extra money since I don't want to leave it in my checking account. 0.1% interest or a low interest savings account. I have my 6-month emergency fund taken care of. Excellent. Dave Ramsey suggests using the extra money to pay down the mortgage, which is fine. It absolutely is fine. He does more than suggest. He advises it. And that, of course, is also what the baby steps say to do. Look at that. Pay off your home early. And it doesn't say invest more than 15% anywhere. And you can do that in baby step 7 after you paid the house off early. Let's see. Paid on mortgage, fine. However, if I have an irregular expense like buying new clothes, new curtains, minor home improvements, less than 500. Example, fixing something like a broken dishwasher. I'm not sure where to take the money from since I'm putting my extra money into reasonably non-liquid investments. Beyond your 15% of your gross income, you should not be doing that. Retirement, mortgage, mutuals, indexes, I should leave for 5+ years minimum. What is a good approach for budgeting for irregular expenses within this system? Well, you don't put all your extra money into investments that you can't touch. You keep some out. You keep, even if it means not making any money off of that money while it sits in a bank waiting for you to have an expense. So if you can't cash flow those expenses, and you know you're going to need clothes. I mean, you probably know how often you need to close. You just add that to the budget. And if it's something that you can't cash flow again, and you know it's coming up, you can do a sinking fund for it. And yeah, you just leave that in a bank, not making much money at all, but it is there for when you need it. So you're over investing probably. You're not in baby step 6 because you're not paying it down. But yeah, pay it down would be the advice. April 7th episodes are today's episodes reruns. They were not. For context, I'm listening on the Apple... Oh, wait. April 7th? Maybe. On the Apple Podcast app. I swear I've heard the motorcycle question before. April 7th. I don't remember. Where can I buy Ramsey Yeti mug? Nowhere. It's for... staff only. You can if you can afford a $30 cup, and then pay somebody $20 to etch however much they charge to etch the R on it. You can get a it's Ramsey, forgot the S. You can get a Ramsey Yeti mug yourself, but yeah, they don't sell them in the store or the website. They have started selling shirts now, though. Let's see. Dave does not like single stocks, yet some mutual funds are just made up of 50 to 60 stocks. What is the difference if I just own 60 individual stocks? There's not. That's a lot of trouble to go through, though, Aslan, when just buying a mutual fund will do that for you. How are you gonna pick all those? That can take some time to pick all those. And also, like, if there's a bad stock, the manager of the fund will replace it. Let's see. From Moon Blinks, what would Dave do Flair? Living with his parents after marriage. Boop, beep, boo, doo. Curious to get everyone's take on this one. Wife and I sponsored a 22-year-old Ukrainian refugee and helped her get a temporary working visa that expires in August of this year. In the last 3 months, she's been dating a 26-year-old boy. 26 boy. That makes about $19 an hour in California, and still lives with his parents rent-free. I just found out the two of them are talking about getting married in July, and she plans to move in with him in his room at his parents' house, where he will continue not to pay rent or food. Obviously not advised by Mr. Ramsey. She plans to apply for a green card, which will not allow her to work for 18 to 36 months. My goodness, till it's granted. They will be entirely reliant on his $19 per hour paycheck in an area where the cheapest one-bedroom apartment costs $1,600 a month currently. Yep, that's California for you. This boy told me that he expects to make $23 per hour starting at the end of the year, which will mean he will go from about $2,400 to about $2,800 a month. At the moment, he has no savings, has over $40,000 in student loan debt, and his parents help with some of the monthly bills when he mismanages his funds and can't pay them occasionally. I've advised them that they should probably wait until he is at least financially responsible enough to take care of himself. Still, his mother... lost my place. Still, his mother appears to be entirely on board with the girl moving into his bedroom after marriage. Thoughts? Dave Ramsey would not approve of that. He likes adults. Keep calling him a boy. He's of adult age, though. Past adult age. Dave Ramsey likes adults and married couples to live on their own. One moment. Forgot my agua. Let's see. Alrighty. Oh, I know something I wanted to do. Boom. Let's check the, it should be updated. Yep. Look like everything, all the indices are up today except the Russell Small Cap Index, which is down 0.17%. NASDAQ, S&P 500, and the Dow are all up about the same amount. What else did I see? NVIDIA is the best performing stock in the S&P this year thanks to AI hype. That's artificial intelligence. Okay, done with that. Have this on there so I can see when the Ramsey show is posted. It is posted already. So let's see. I'll go. What time is it now? I'll go about 10 more minutes. I wanted to did that. So at the Smart Conference, Jade detailed her and her husband's debt, which was $460,000 and $66. And they did their debt-free scream a while back, paid it all off, but I thought it was interesting of what it is. There's so many different Capital Ones. I don't know if they're all, I guess some could be like just personal loans. Or they could all be different credit cards, and that is crazy. Let's see. I think all the student loan debt was her husband's, maybe, or maybe there's combined, I don't know. But this was, I thought it was interesting just to see it all. We got a Capital One for $59, one for $179. Express something, is that a clothing store? $308. Victoria's Secret. She's an old man that lives in Ohio. $350. I don't know what that is. Can't make that out. $560. Capital One again, $564. S&K, that's a store, right? $582. Bank of America, Dave's favorite, sarcasm. $1040. Firestone, needed some new tires, I guess. $1350. Rooms to Go, $1788. And some traveling. Chase, $2,052. Capital One, $8,078. Guitar Center, $8,999. They get some podcast equipment or something, or they start a band. That's fun. Not the debt part of it, but let's see. And then two other Capital Ones, $2,854 and $3,399. Two Sally Mae's, one almost $8,000, one $10,000. Nailnet, which is more student loans, $11,698.99. CarMax, $14,926. Car loan. Another Nailnet, more student loans, $18,137.54. Let's say Hummer. For Humvee, $24,446. AES, that is a store. I can't remember what kind. $36,851. Navient, more student loans, $71,937. Town Hace, $115,000, which is that's very reasonable. Considering all the rest of this debt, you would think it would have been a lot more. And ACS, I don't know what that is, $128,934. Again, for the grand total of $460,066.56. And again, that's Jade Warshaw from the Ramsey Show, her debt and her husband's debt. Fun times. All right. Like I said, I'll go to the top of the hour. 6 more minutes. So, let's see what else we got for. Let's see. This is from Basilica. Big fat goose egg, debt free. Excellent. Paid off mortgage this week. Excellent. I've never had student loans. 0 car debt, 0 credit cards, 0 mortgage debt. Well, that is the best way to go through step 2 immediately, because you never had consumer debt at all. That's excellent. So cool. So that's a baby step 7 for Basilica. All right. What would Dave do? Bamboo Panda 101. Currently on baby step 4, managed to get there only making around $18 an hour, but still not happy financially. Oh, why not? I personally still feel like I struggle and unhappy and am unhappy. Like I have to continue to live the way I do, beans and rice and beans for the rest of my life, despite having the safety net emergency fund and contributing to my Roth IRA. I hope that after aggressively paying off all my debt or my emergency fund of 3 to 6 months, things would get better, but I still feel, I hoped after aggressively that it would get better. I still feel very unhappy, as I personally feel like I can't even enjoy the extra money I do make, because the moment I decide I want to buy something fun, like a trip or going out to eat, I have to consider so much financially that it doesn't seem worth it. There's just so much I wish I could do, like I always wanted to visit Vegas. Plane tickets are too expensive. Always wanted to go to school for something, but my job schedules don't make it easy to attend, nor can I afford tuition. Online school is like $300 a credit. Too much. Even with financial aid, since it will be part-time, it won't pay for much. Always wanted a nice car, but it just seems so out of reach, as I don't ever want to have a car payment ever again. Well, that is baby step 0, where you decide if you're going to follow Dave's advice, you're going to follow his plan, you're going to do the baby steps. That means debt is not an option again. Can't see myself partially. I don't ever want to have a car payment again. I can't, okay, period would have been good there. I can't see myself purchasing a car via cash. Why not? And obviously, don't get me started inquiring for a home, trying to find a second job to work part-time or even full-time if the schedule allows me. But that would mean never having a life outside of work and my current job. I'm already unhappy. No, I'm not depressed because when I'm home, I'm fine and happy, mainly to be off of work, haha. But when I think of my finances and all the things I do want that I still can have and may not have, it makes me sad. Like, what's the point of being debt free? Because you don't have to make payments. You would still have all that happening, but you would have to make payments on the debt still. So you would have even less money to do fun things with. If I have to continuously live like I'm still in poverty, and especially still feel like I'm in poverty when my family members go into massive debt but have nice things, I suppose. Perhaps you're overthinking it. Probably. So the thing is, you have to live within your income, and so if you don't make that much, did you say, or he? I feel like it's a female, but I don't know. Let's see. Having the safety net. So, okay, so they does have the emergency fund and investing. No, it doesn't say what the income is. Sounds like it's not enough, perhaps in a high cost of living area where the housing, either renting or mortgage payment, is, oh, she just started inquiring for a home, so probably renting. So, but that should be at most 35%. Closer to 25 would be better. But I mean, if she's at this point and not making that much money, but in like California or some other high cost of living, then that can, and then when you take out the 15% for investing for retirement, yeah, that's not going to leave much. If you have, not in her case, but if you bought too much house, overbought in the housing department, or if you're renting something that is very expensive. So, and then you don't have it. So you're trying to find a second job, and that's the only way to do it, is to make more money if you want to be able to do that stuff. But yeah, you have to live within your income. And the reason that you had debt to begin with is because you didn't live within your income. So, yeah, what you got to do is either stop wanting those things, or want them and realize that they're not within your income, or get your income up so you can spend money on those things. It sounds like it's a bunch of different things. Going to school doesn't necessarily mean you would make more money after that. Again, that all depends on what money you make now, and again, if you're in a high cost of living area, maybe you move out of that area. There's lots of other variables here going on. Alrighty, guess that will do it for today. Once more, I am Coach Steve Money, and I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com. So Coach Steve Money. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Let's give one last look at the chat. Aslan says the difference: I get to pick the companies that have business practices that I agree with. If you want to take time to do with that, knock yourself out. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Yep, you can certainly do that. If you, I mean, there's no real difference except the fund manager might be better at you than taking some out. But then again, you never know which you might not like the company that they add to there. Where if they swap out a poorly performing fund, they may put something that you don't like in there. So, alrighty.